I was having my evening tea, and something came to mind that I think we should talk about. The difference between frequency and vibration, because they're different. You can have a low frequency being with a high vibration, just as you can have a high frequency being with a low vibration. Let's talk about it. Now, specifically, when we are talking about frequency, we're talking about level of awareness and eye orientation. When we talk about vibration, we are talking about emotional buoyancy. And this is important to keep in mind, because as you continue on the path of ascension and walk the path toward enlightenment or expansion of said enlightenment, you need to understand your level of emotional buoyancy. Because if you are processing some very heavy internal turmoil and you have low emotional buoyancy, or in other words, you are low vibrational, it can be a lot harder to process and to continue your daily life in a fairly optimistic energy. Now, let me actually give you an example. Let's use 13 frequency as the baseline for this, because this is the status quo frequency. This is the frequency of the majority of the population, okay? This is the mundane frequency. This is just not quite tapped in spiritually yet, okay? You can be religious, right? But tapping in spiritually, we're talking 14 frequency. Okay. Once you start gaining interest in conspiracies, once you start gaining interest in divination, once you start questioning things, that's 14 frequency. Okay. But prior to that, it's 13 and below. Now, let's say you have someone in this frequency who's sad all the time, depressed, heavy. Okay. We're talking about a 13 frequency being who is low vibrational. Now, let's flip that around. Let's say you have someone, same frequency, right? Let's say they go to the same church together or work together, right? At the same corporation or whatever the case may be. Or they're just friends, okay? And one is giddy and one is always trying to lift the other one's spirits and always wants to go out and have fun. We are talking about someone in 13 frequency who's high vibrational. Now, on the scale of frequency that I've created, we are talking about 11 to 19. So when you look at that scale, 13 is comparatively a lower frequency. So you are talking about low frequency and high vibrational, and low frequency and low vibrational. Do you see where I'm going with this? Frequency and vibration work together, but one is not necessitated by the other. One does not ensure the other. They are two separate methods of assessment, spiritually speaking, on the path of ascension. Have a good evening.